The news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Ticely Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, HOV Medical and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. Former Director of Water and the Sewage Department, Mrs. Perline Scatliff Leonard, says that resources to tackle major sewage issues in districts are not given to the department, but rather to ministries.
To put the plans out to work, you have to make sure that the resources are there. And as director, they would say, well, you are getting resources. My answer to that would be, resources are given in various ways, and certainly wasn't given in a way for the establishment or the development of the sewage and the water systems in the district. Those resources are given to ministries. And I always like to either use the teacher analogy or use the contractor one, where you could be the best contractor in this territory, building homes and what have you. But if you do not have the resources to build that house you're trying to put up there, that nice big house you're trying to put up there, you're going nowhere. So that has been my experience at the department, resources. And I remind the public that when you see big projects happening in this territory, the departments are not the one with the funds, it's the ministries. What the department, water and sewage department would have is enough funds to repair and maintain, and that's why we're always fixing pipes. We don't do nothing else. Repair and maintain. So you repair your pump station, or you maintain them. You maintain your valves and so forth, and that's it. That's all we do.
Mrs. Scatliff Leonard recently announced that she will be contesting the 2023 general elections of the territory. Running as an independent candidate, she has her eyes on the majority votes from the people of District 7, a district that is plagued with age-old situations relating to water and sewage, and she sat as the director of that department for some 10 years.
And this is why I said to friends, close friends, and family too, what would I be telling 7 district? The same thing over and over and over again. The same thing I am coming to say. How should they do that? I am going to rely on my district, my people's knowledge of Perline. When I say I'm going to get it done, I push in to get it done. That's how I am. When I can't get it done, I am coming back to say why, when, and how we're moving forward. That's how they know Perline to be. Straightforward. We at a point in our history when the Virgin Islands were promises with our sewage. And I don't want to say much because it's my prior capacity, and I don't want to appear as if I'm bringing information or whatever. But I think the territory needs to know that our sewage and water infrastructures are in grave need of reconstruction. If we continue to lose 15 million $20 million per annum in water that we're not using, that's being wasted, because we all see the water, we all hear the outages, we all hear what's going on. If we continue to bat our eyes or keep our eyes closed to getting those issues fixed, it's no longer a Sewerage Bay or Western or Eastern area. This issue is impacting our tax dollars. So that's how critical this is. So, and in fixing them, Eastern and Longlook won't be left out. I'm going to say Eastern too, because what impacts Longlook impacts Eastern, because the water passes through Longlook district to get to Eastern. So I am going to, and I'm sure whoever the Eastern community, the district communities chose to be their representative, me and that individual will be hand in hand with 4 at-large representatives fighting to get this done. That's not a question.
She said that getting those issues handled is a call to policy makers, but says that she has done much during her time with the department.
And again, as I've said to my team and my family, I say it's a fair question. I'm there. I was there. And I'm going to go back to my contractor. In order to build a house, you have to have the resources to build that house. I would have loved for resources to have been provided to the Water and Sewerage Department, while I was director, to solve the problems that exist in the field. I would have loved it. Because that's who I am. I like to fix things. But at the end of the day, the policy makers are the ones who decide what's priority for them. And so I fall in line. It's sort of a, I do not want to cast blame on anyone in particular, but certainly I'm not going to let my performance fall either. I've accomplished much in the Water and Sewerage Department, which has been done. I'm a person who doesn't brag or bring things out to public like that, but certainly because of what's said or whatever, those accomplishments will be made public, because I think it's necessary for people to understand that I wasn't in there just sitting. I wasn't in there just sitting. I was writing, I was in meetings, speaking about things, emailing. So the records are there with what I was trying to do, the recommendations I made. And I can bring you back to some of them. In my initial stages in 2014, because in 2013 I was just getting my feet wet, so I was getting accustomed to the department and knowing what's going on, seeing what's going on in the field and so forth. And in those times, it's skirt and dress. And skirt and dresses, I was out in the field late at night trying to learn what was going on in the field, because you have to have an appreciation for what you're managing. Even if you don't do it yourself, you have to understand it. I'm very passionate about making sure that that happens with me, knowing what's happening. And so I was in the field a lot. So then I realized that, okay, in the eastern end of the area of the island, from Beef Island Bridge down, straight down to Paraquita Bay, we are up there often. We have another spot in Lambert. We have another area in Sewerage. We have 2 areas in Sewerage Bay. Western has one on the flat going on into Western. So it's not a lack of not knowing what was going on and where the issues are. It was an issue of resources and funding. Alrighty? Water and Sewerage Department, once you are a manager and have a business type thinking level head,
her quest to becoming a legislator, among other things, is to help hold her colleagues to the fire.
And I'm hopeful that once we speak the truth to the people what's happening underground, that legislators, all 13 of us, when you send us to the House of Assembly, that we are going to make sure every district in this territory, because what we don't understand is that when you develop one district, it's not helping build a nation. If you have sewage affecting Eastern Language, you have it in Road Town, you have it in King Garden Bay, I think it is. Let's address all three together. Let's deal with it as a government. We have water issues throughout the territory. Don't just deal with one area, because let's deal with all the areas, because we notice that we are wasting money, and this is money that could be used elsewhere within the territory to the betterment of this country.
Mrs. Catliff Leonard retired from this post of Director of Water and Sewage in January of this year.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year.
Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
we will live well.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Plug into Digicel Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today. Digicel Plus.